Flaherty.
And I'm Michael Flaherty.
And this is Flaherty's on Films, where we discuss movies because we love it.
That's the premise.
Yes. This week we continue the countdown of the AFI Top 100 Films with A Night at the Opera.
And just a reminder, AFI, that means best films of all the films that there are.
No, of all American films.
Of all American, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm learning.
The American film.
I should learn
Actually,
what this list is
I always
about.
wonder what it means to be American, because
What do you
not all
mean?
the directors are American. Sometimes they weren't filmed in America. So maybe this just
So
means
they're like
from-
Hollywood, basically.
Yeah, maybe. That makes sense.
But still, I mean, it's a pretty big deal to be on this list.
Pretty big deal.
You have to be a great movie. Influential,
Yeah,
but also
win a lot of awards.
You would think
Also-
enjoyable to watch.
Michael, what are you getting at?
I don't know. Let's continue with this.
Right. All right. So, A Night at the Opera. It's supposedly the best Marx Brothers films, and people effing love the Marx Brothers.
Sure.
That's
sure.
what I hear.
They're people.
So, 1935. Mikey, you want to give us a little, synop?
A sly business manager and two wacky friends of two opera singers help them achieve success while humiliating their stuffy and snobbish enemies.
Yeah, it's like a real clash of, the classes, except everybody's an asshole. That's what
Yeah. No heroes, no villains,
just
tomfoolery.
lot of Tom. So have you seen this film or any Marx Brothers films before?
No, I don't. I mean, I've heard the name Marx Brothers, and that's about it.
Me too. I actually am surprised how little I know about the Marx Brothers, because I've seen Charlie Chaplin films before.
At some point during
Similar-
our discussions, the name Groucho Marx.
Right,
It was
we
like,
know that.
that's a person.
Right.
Apparently, Karl Marx is
Not-
not that. It's a separate thing.
Separate thing,
Okay.
but that guy has some really cool writings if you want to check it out.
I will.
mean, redistribution of the wealth and all that. So any initial reactions before we really get into it?
Bad, miserable. I couldn't follow it really. It's okay. I mean,
It's
not for me.
That was a lot of reactions.
I don't know. It's so hard when a joke goes by and you don't laugh at it at all. It's like, people enjoyed this back then and I don't. It's not for me. I can't be angry at it.
I feel the same way. I feel like it was largely inoffensive, but I didn't care for it.
Yeah. So just emotionless is what I walked away
Right.
with this movie with.
But I feel also like I'm wrong, because let's dive into our Amazon 1-star review segment.
Let's do it. Let's do that
Where
segment now.
I'm going to tell you that the internet disagrees with our opinion.
Okay, but just to reestablish this premise, this is the 1-star review of the DVD. So, if we're getting into the mindset of who's buying the DVD, it's probably people who already know this movie.
It's people who buy the DVD and people who stream it. Are people.
Oh, really?
However, you're probably right that people who are actually buying this one already like it.
Because
already
it's
know
such
it.
an old one.
Right.
Yeah,
And
you really have to go out of your way.
Most of the movies on Amazon have like 1,000 reviews, and this one only had 190. I don't know
Okay.
what that means, but
But let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that a running
so
statistic.
it only had one-star review.
Okay. I would have given it 1 star before we get into
Yeah.
this.
And the 1-star review was, in fact, well, why don't you just give it a rating?
Okay, here's... do we have a name for this?
Jessica Ellen Sewell.
Jessica Ellen Sewell. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. Don't I wish I could just watch this movie, and I know I would love it, but after purchasing it, I discovered you can't watch it from a Mac computer, and it only can be downloaded to a Kindle Fire. Amazon Instant Video was fine in the past, but now it is a complete rip-off for most of us. I think she's wrong. So I think...
Jessica's very wrong, because we watched it. We
On a
streamed
Mac.
it on Amazon on our Mac.
That's so disappointing to me because this movie has problems. There are reasons that you could give it a 1 star that are legitimate,
But
Jessica.
apparently, Jessica thinks this is the only thing. wrong with this
Jessica,
one.
of all the things to complain about, you can see. All right, well,
Yeah, and then there was no 2-star reviews, and there's only one 3-star review. If you could give that a read from Antonio Cabral.
oh, is it here?
That's-
That's it. Okay, here's the review. I'm gonna go for it right now. Excuse me. I'm just gonna read the review. Okay.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. All right.
again, that's his point of view. I'm not gonna disagree with it.
Man, maybe, and I gotta say, again, I have so little knowledge on the Marx Brothers. I don't get the history here. If only we had some extra information.
Is there a way to do that?
I don't think so. Like,
Computers, the internet does not exist, so
Right.
there's maybe another way.
If only.
Books don't exist either.
Right. So only someone else could just do the work.
It has to
for
be a
us.
person. We need these are the specifics of our problem.
Yeah.
So we need a related to us would be helpful.
Helpful.
She could hear us We need someone. We need help.
We need someone.
Help us.
Mikey, do you have the time?
I think it's bam.
Time for Sam.
You guys are so funny. Okay. Well, this is the favorite of Groucho's films.
Sure.
Sure.
I can't start with Academy Awards because it wasn't nominated for any.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
It's interesting.
However, it was nominated for the original AFI list. It didn't make it. Obviously, it made the reboot AFI list.
Oh, what Sam is talking about, listeners, is that we actually do the 2008 10-year anniversary AFI list, which is slightly different from the original AFI list. Why we chose it, no reason. It just happened.
Good
Just saying,
qualification,
if you had done the original, you wouldn't have had to watch this film.
All right,
Sure,
great.
there's
Thanks.
other terrible.
But then we
films
wouldn't have
too,
gotten to watch Toy Story, so, you give and take.
Yeah.
True story. It is number 12 on the AFI's list of 100 laughs list.
Because it's so funny.
There are
Because of all the laughs.
The jokes they...
What is it? The comedy that people? Okay.
there are actually 5 Marx Brothers films on the top
Sure,
100
sure.
AFI list.
I feel like we don't get comedy.
No, I don't.
So, just a couple of things about this film in particular. This was the first film that the Marx Brothers did with MGM. They changed studios that they were working with. I think they were working with Paramount before this. So when they changed to MGM, MGM actually paid to do this travel around the United States, kind of stand up to kind of get them interested. And it's
Publicity tour.
yeah, pretty much. And it's that is the reason they think this is one of their most famous films, is because a lot of people went to see it after, and it was a smash box office hit.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It is the first film without Zeppo marks.
So there are 4 Marx Brothers. That's what I was wondering about.
There are actually 5 Marx Brothers. The 3 in this film are the 3 eldest, Groucho, Harpo, and Chico. The 2 youngest, so there's Gummo, I think, Gummo.
Okay.
Are those names from something or a reference to anything?
They're all nicknames, and they all earn their nicknames in different ways.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the youngest was Zeppo. Now, they all were a part of the Vaudeville Act, which is how the Marx Brothers got their start.
Okay.
But right away, Gummo dropped off. Apparently, Zeppo was the funniest of them off stage, but he usually played the very...
The straight man.
Yeah, exactly. And he left, and he, with his other brother, started one of the largest talent agencies in the Hollywood. The Hollywood. So they actually left to do that. So this is the first one without him. However, Groucho did say, when MGM was talking to him and said, "Oh, do we, pay you less because we don't have Zeppo anymore?" He said, "You should actually pay us double. We're worth twice as much without Zeppo."
Oh.
Is he kind of a dick?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Research has found that out.
Oh, interesting research. Go on.
So this actually, the director Sam Wood was a really straight conservative man, and the Marx Brothers had a lot of fun with that. For example, he had an ulcer, so he drank a lot of milk, and they would always bring him a bottle to drink his milk out of, like a baby bottle.
Oh,
He also had a late fee established, so whoever was late had to pay a $50 fee.
Ooh.
a lot of money.
So Harpo and Chico did nail Groucho's garage door shut one time, and he had to pay the $50 fee, and then it became this contest over who would be the next one to have to pay the fee. And
I like that.
so
That's
Yeah.
funny.
they stopped the fee.
Yeah, the baby bottle thing is mean. Though.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. Out of all of the Marx Brothers comedies, this is considered the first calculated comedy. Their original films were more just a bunch of jokes fitted around a loose plot, and this was the first
And this is obviously is not.
the first
Right.
calculated plot.
Oh wait, so this is the same form, but just a better plot?
Yes.
What is that's what that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Guys don't seem to be convinced on that.
Okay.
Other things, Harpo, who was 47 at the time, did all of his own stunts in this film, which were actually very impressive. He is not a trained stuntman, and he later said it was
Wow.
one of the stupidest things he ever did.
Okay, just for the listeners who have not seen this, there was a lot of crazy acrobatics, especially so at the end he's jumping from high
Swinging
rope.
on ropes, yeah.
It looked like a what am I thinking of? You're in a circus and You're an acrobat. That's right, isn't it?
Trapeze. That's a
Yeah.
word.
Trapeze artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that sort of stuff, like
Yeah.
doing flips and crap.
Yeah, he's doing all that. He's running up a wall.
Yeah, like a lot of and it looked very dangerous. And I know
It
like,
was cool.
They didn't have safety standards back then, so it was probably real.
It wasn't funny.
No,
No, it wasn't a laugh riot.
no, but it was impressive.
Yeah, I did like it.
The 1975 Queen album, A Night at the Opera, is named after this film.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's a very famous states room scene where there's too many people in a small stateroom.
Oh, we'll get to that.
A very funny scene.
It's a very famous scene, and it
I
has,
could not believe how many people were in that small room.
It's too many people.
That was too many.
Because you should put a modest amount of people in a small room.
Yeah, it's unsafe. Go on.
that scene has been copied and used as a joke in Seinfeld, the episode with the pothole, Mr. Mom. Sting used that as a joke in his music video all this time, and
You know who's funny?
Sting. That's the king of comedy.
And Cyndi Lauper used it in her "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" music video.
That seems
Sorry.
appropriate.
It's an homage to just put too many people into a room.
Yep.
It's really funny. There shouldn't be that many people in that room.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's actually, yeah, it's considered a very famous scene, and so they keep putting it in, but
All right. Those were some good facts.
All right, and that was Bam.
Time for Sam. Okay. So this film. All right. So Mikey kind of gave us a little synopsis. The three brothers do wacky adventures. So Groucho is like trying to bang this widower to get some money.
Mrs. Claymore.
Yes.
That's her name?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then
I had a tough time, understanding this movie. So I
Right.
just feel very proud of myself when I remember any kind of detail.
fair.
Yeah.
And then the other two brothers are just sort of wacky side characters. And
Yeah.
then there's like the two straight characters, which are these two attractive people who are in love, but they're not really in the movie that much. The
No.
opera singers.
No.
They're just kind of around. And they, I guess, drive the
That's an element I understand. If you're making a silly comedy movie, they're not the funny characters.
fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
I got that.
Yeah, okay. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to New York to be in the New York Opera, and then there's I don't know.
Because where they're not from New York, where do
I'm
they start?
very confused
Yeah.
as to where they start because I thought they were in New York at the beginning,
But they're not.
but then they get on a boat to
they
go
are
to New
some
York.
boats distance away.
So they must be in Europe because then another point in the movie, the police officer says they're in this country illegally, which apparently is not that big a deal because then they get waved away.
Right. Well,
Right. Oh, so
Different times.
That's important. So then they stow away onto Groucho's into his little storeroom, and then there's the famous stateroom scene, as Sam was alluding to.
Yeah.
And it really is the whole joke is just people keep coming in when they shouldn't be, and then there's too many.
so if you've never seen the movie, what you might not be grasping is there are so many people.
Right. So first there's 4 people in this very small
Yeah.
room, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm the maid. Oh, I'm the manicurist," because I guess that was a thing.
And you might think that seems unreasonable, but I bet the scene will end here. It does not.
No, and then there's like, I'm the
Yeah.
plumber. Oh, I'm the people with the food. Oh, I'm other, like, there's too many things. But then it's like,
It's,
I didn't really get the joke.
And that's where we get to the whole feeling of this movie
Right.
for me. It's like I can tell that's a joke. I didn't always get there. Sometimes I didn't even get where a joke happens. But most of it was like, okay, that is a joke. I know
Right.
that's a joke, but I can't say that I'm laughing.
I feel like the humor is just so this is why I'm not too offended. Like, I think especially if you are from this era or you watch this as a kid,
Yeah.
the humor is very simple. So I get if you kind of saw it as a kid and it made you laugh, and then you watch it again as an adult and you just have fond memories because it's an inoffensive, fine film.
Right.
But like here's an example of like their so like one time there's a big suitcase and Groucho, instead of going through the door, tries to go through the suitcase, and of course he cannot because
Yeah.
it's not a door. And
Yeah,
then
it's funny.
And then he says, "Is this the door or my suitcase?" And I'm like, right, that was the
Yeah,
joke.
that. All right, thanks.
We saw that demonstrated to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of this just didn't age well. I mean, first of all,
Well, of course. What are you talking about? The whole movie is terrible.
well, okay, so the first time we meet Harpo, he's
Which I never understood how he fit into the
so
story.
he was the dresser for the. Oh, by the way, there's an evil tenor. So that
And a good tenor.
Yeah. So there's the evil tenor is like the star of the show, but he's
Yeah.
like not a good guy, and he's mean to the lady lead, and he just wants her because he's bad. And Harpo is his dresser.
Okay.
Because if you recall, there was the hilarious scene where
Was this the whipping scene? That was Harpo and him?
Yeah, yeah.
That was very funny. He whips him.
Right.
God, very
he was
lot of
wearing
laughs.
he was wearing all the costumes.
That was
and
really
then he started
funny.
taking
He was
off.
wearing a woman's costume at one point.
Yeah.
That was he's a man, so that's very funny.
Right. Cross-dressing is
Yeah,
always
I
funny.
really like that.
But you have a British sensibility that
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
But
Rightio.
so then the bad guy comes in, he's like, you're wearing the costumes, I don't like that. And he keeps stripping them off. And then the guy starts beating him. Beating him, and then takes out a bullwhip.
It was really funny.
It
A
was
lot of
so
laughs.
violent. Like, okay.
So one of my favorite things about watching this movie with our mom, who is here, who just loves this movie, I guess, loves this comedy. Oh, this movie's so funny, but I don't know if she knows what comedy is, because her whole reaction is like, "That's so impressive when he played the harp, and he's so good at the harp." But that's not a joke.
It's not funny.
Yeah, he's good at the harp.
By the way, Harpo is really
He
good.
was good at the harp.
There was this piano playing scene, and he's like really good at piano.
He's really good at piano. He's really good at harp.
6 instruments.
Research just says he plays 6 instruments.
But that's not comedy.
Funny.
No.
I thought, but there were just some things that made me think they could be very funny. Like Groucho has really good delivery, and he's got really good physical comedy, like falling down the stairs. He did it really well.
Yeah, they all had good physical comedy.
So the very beginning scene, Groucho, so the woman he's trying to seduce is sitting at another table, and she sees him with another young lady, and they actually had a funny exchange. I'm like, oh, I think this is going to be a funny movie.
You're talking about the first scene.
The very first scene, and he's just like, the bill comes, and he's like, "Oh, this is $11. This is an outrage. Hey, I wouldn't pay it if I were you." And
While he stands up and walks away. That is fun. Yeah, that was right away, and I was glued. Like, I'm so excited for this movie.
And then he gets like, when I have dinner with someone, I expect them to look at me. That's the price they have to pay. And I'm like, oh, I love this little quippiness.
Good.
I like the pace of it.
The voice.
The voice is great.
Yeah.
And then it just never got back to that.
Yeah.
What was already pretty middling comedy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that was the peak.
Oh yeah. I don't know why, except for the violence, I kind of like the lead tenor guy. I just loved it when he was being incredulous.
He wasn't in it that much, I feel like.
But he got paid $1,000 a night, which, if we adjust for inflation, I love my inflation calculator. That's $20,000 a night. That's like getting Britney to your party.
So we watched this together, so we constantly referred to it as Britney because I needed to get caught up constantly in what was happening because I didn't understand it. So Colleen would just tell me, "That's Britney right there. Do you get it?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm catching up."
That was very important.
Yeah.
And I think, so here's the other thing. Like, it's a silly movie. It's comedy. I watched Night at the Roxbury, and I'm like, all right, they probably wouldn't be successful club owners, but it's fine.
Great reference.
I will.
Yeah.
Whenever
Nobody dances with their head bobbing like that.
Right.
That's silly.
When I Googled a night at it always came up with Roxbury because Google understands
Nobody's
me.
using those pickup lines. That's unrealistic.
Right.
I can only suspend my disbelief so far.
But the end orchestra scene, like the two brothers who aren't Groucho, like they sneak into the orchestra and then they start replacing stuff, but they're disguised as people in the orchestra. It's like they know each other.
It's hard not to be like, this is unrealistic.
Right. Or they put like Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the middle of it, but they don't change the look of the sheet music. Like they could just tell it's the wrong sheet music.
It
says it right at the title at the beginning.
It's farcical.
Yeah, farcical is correct,
Okay,
I believe.
excellent.
And I just like, come on, guys. What are you doing?
It's silly. But you can't actually be upset at that because that's the point.
I guess, but I feel like you need to work within some parameters. And I didn't get where I was supposed to be. Oh, yeah. And the end scene. So the end scene is like this big scene where they all get there. So they get the lead actress fired through their shenanigans and they feel bad about it. So they're going to get back at the snobby rich owner and the bad tenor by getting them out of the show.
Mr. Gottlieb.
And
I
they're gonna
basically got there.
You were there.
I'm gonna get 1.7 points to me.
Because remember they did that hilarious scene where they repeated names a million times?
That was so funny. Yeah, he introduced, this is Mr. Claymore, this is Mr. Gottlieb, and then he just said that like 9 times.
Because repetition is funny.
It was funny. I like that.
They did the repetition joke again with the person of the first person. Well, can you say the first thing? Oh, the first person of the first,
I like that.
Oh my God, it was so long. That was a long scene.
Yeah.
So they keep disrupting the opera like crazy. Like the scenes are going up and people are getting knocked off and people who shouldn't be in the show keep being on stage in costume because I guess why wouldn't they stop the show?
Yeah, right.
Like, cancel the show.
Right.
It's fine. Like, it's too far gone.
Again, it's just like, it's so silly to make fun of this movie for not being serious.
I know, but...
So I can't go with you too far on that.
Well, if it made me laugh more, I could suspend that disbelief. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
You know? Like, yeah. Like, watching him do a bunch of flips and shit is not good enough.
I mean, it's so impressive. He did
so
those
right,
flips.
he did those
Oh,
flips.
wow, cool. He must be really strong.
It's so funny.
What good comedy. He did it. He was able to do it. Good job.
Yeah, I think we pretty much nailed it.
I think we've gone over the whole plot.
But I do think, do you have your phone on you?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, why are you asking?
I'm really curious what John thinks about the Marx Brothers, our cool brother. I just think it's time for a bro call.
I think it's time for bro call. Let's
do it.
call Brother John.
Yeah, let's see what he has to say.
Calling Brother John.
I mean, it is a Saturday night, so I'm sure he's just waiting
I'm
for our
sure
call.
he's waiting to talk about the Marx Brothers.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he has to say. But he's going to be like,
Hey, Maggie.
Hey, John.
hey, John.
You were on Flahertys on Films, the best podcast. We just saw the film, A Night at the Opera, a Marx Brothers film. Have you seen it? Do you know anything about it?
Wait, what film? I was switching you to speakerphone.
A Night at the Opera. It's a Marx Brothers film?
1930s.
Oh, no. I've never heard of that. Have you heard
Did you
of
say
that?
1930?
I don't. I've lost a lot of my memory. I don't know anything about this movie. What's that, John?
No, me and Michelle have never heard of it.
Okay.
All right. Well, this
Good
was
bro call.
this was a great bro call. We'll talk to you next week,
Bye.
brother. Bye bye.
Well, so I talked to you guys. Oh, okay.
That was good.
That was really good.
And that was bro call.
All right. Let's, would this go in your personal top 100 films for your AFI?
No, and the reason it would not is because I don't enjoy it.
I'm going to call it MFI because it's the Michael Film Institute.
That's good. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So you're CFI.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So no, because you did not enjoy it at all.
so this comedy did not make me laugh. So
Yeah, I agree with that because I've actually seen old films that make me laugh. Mm-hmm. That fucking weird film that we saw, with the leopards.
Bringing a baby.
There were some times that I actually laughed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like I don't think that it's a good enough excuse that it's too old. You know, I think there are old films that can be funny.
Yeah, and that was only 20 years apart. That was the 50s the movie came out?
No, it was the 40s, wasn't it?
I totally made it up. So 10 years apart then.
Yeah,
Is the
like
point
barely.
I'm trying to make.
Yeah, so it is not. Well, and I've seen a lot of fast talking, funny line. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's just because the Marx Brothers are famous and people like them, whatever. So yeah, I think we're there. So did you like it? No, I think we pretty securely did not like it. At first.
No, it was a failure of a movie to me.
All right, give it a grade.
F. Well, okay. So, no, because I should reserve the Fs for movies I hate.
Right.
And I certainly don't hate this movie. It's whatever. It's, C.
I'm gonna give it a D+.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it was pretty inoffensive. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it could have been done so much better, and I don't get... If this is the best the Marx Brothers have to offer, I'm pretty disappointed.
And I'm a person who thinks about other people all the time, constantly. So that I see that other
Right.
people are really liking it. Not a lot of people are disliking it. It's comforting for people.
Yeah.
It's doing good in the
That's
world.
kind of you.
Yeah.
That's good of you.
I'm all about other people.
I think before we sign off,
Yeah.
we should... This is going to be far in the future, but we should plug our website,
Yeah.
flahertysonfilms.com.
You can email me at michael@flahertysonfilms.com.
You can email me at Colleen on flahertysonfilms.com.
You don't. So we should list our real emails, though, probably in the website.
Why?
Because I don't want... Well, I'm not going to check that email address.
Don't tell them.
I mean, what are they going to say? You know, maybe a comment? Maybe
No,
a nice...
let's try this. Let's try doing these.
Okay. They're real.
Not that hard.
They're real.
All right.
All right.
That's it for Flahertys on
Do we
Films.
want to thank our sponsors?
I'd love to thank this week's sponsor, a special sponsor, Toyota.
Toyota. Whoa, I'm going so fast. How am I going so fast? The accelerator pedal is big. That's what makes cars fast, especially a Toyota. So pick up a Toyota today. Go to your lot. Go to your dealer. Say, give me the Toyota. I'm ready. This is their tagline. Ready for a Toyota. That's
Yeah.
what you'll be. That's what you are.
Because they go real fast, but not too fast.
Because of their giant, their giant accelerator pedals
You know, they make like Priuses. Like, they're probably pretty tiny.
that are they're
Oh,
huge.
okay.
You can't put your feet down. You have to kind of hold your feet up because most of the bottom there is pedal.
What a terribly inconvenient
It's
way to
it's
drive.
not, but it goes so fast. So
All
that's
right.
you're gonna like that.
Thank you, listeners. That's it for this week.
Yeah, and cut.